my all-time favorite go-to kind of weeknight family recipes is pasta carbonara. I love it because it's rich and velvety and delicious. My kids love it, and I get to hide vegetables inside of it. There's something about combining bacon and this like creamy, cheesy sauce that makes every single kind of green vegetable taste delicious to them. So it's a family winner. Today, I'm gonna be teaching you how to make pasta carbonara. I'm gonna show you how to cook the pasta, how to make this super velvety sauce, and how to combine it all together. All these techniques you'll be able to apply to your everyday pasta cooking, and also hopefully make pasta carbonara a part of your weeknight rotation. Classic carbonara includes just a few ingredients that you typically have on hand in your pantry or refrigerator: pasta, cheese, eggs, and some kind of cured pork, and black pepper and salt. That's it. From there, you can play with like what the ingredients are that you're including. I like to include vegetables, spinach or leftover asparagus or broccoli or like whatever you have on hand. I typically choose Parmesan for the cheese just because it's what I always have, but you can substitute Pecorino Romano and a lot of different other types of hard cheese combinations. Carbonara has a classic framework, but then there's also tons of room to play around within that. The first step is making the pasta. I have spaghetti here for the pasta carbonara today, but really you can use all different kinds of pasta. I mean, in general, there are all these different shapes of pasta because sauce clings to them differently, and I do think spaghetti is the winner. Something about the like long strands and that velvety sauce sticking to it, and then when I add vegetables, the spinach, it all nestles really well. So it's just perfect. The first important part of cooking pasta is how much water you put in your pot. So we're gonna put 4 to 5 quarts to cook this spaghetti. That's gonna give the spaghetti enough space as it cooks to kind of flow around and not stick together. The second most important ingredient to cooking pasta besides enough water is salt. Adding salt to your water before you put your pasta in, it will change how all of your weeknight pasta tastes. The rule is about a tablespoon per gallon. So since I have 5 quarts, I'm gonna put a little bit more than a tablespoon. While that heats up, I'm gonna prep the ingredients for the sauce. The first step in the sauce is grating the cheese. I need about 1 cup. I used the small grate on it, not the large one, because it makes a finer grate and it'll be a little easier to dissolve in the sauce. Next, 2 eggs for a pound of pasta. Black pepper. Lots of black pepper. This, the eggs, cheese, is the base for the sauce. This is what's gonna make that velvety, creamy, delicious, incredible, stick to your ribs, kind of comforting carbonara sauce. Set that aside. I like to use a really nice thick cut bacon. I think it works the best. And I'm just gonna cut it into 1/2-inch thick pieces. Ingredients are prepped and the water is definitely boiling. Time to get the pasta cooking. I've got a pound of spaghetti here, which I'm gonna cook for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, it will give me that kind of perfect al dente to the tooth texture. It's important to cook it to al dente because after it comes out of the pot, I'm actually gonna put it in this pan with my bacon and other ingredients, and it'll cook for another 30 seconds before getting tossed with the sauce. I kind of just dump it, let it fall, and as it softens, toss it around a little bit until it's totally submerged. This is also why the quantity of water matters, because if you ever try to cook spaghetti in just a couple quarts of water, it's a struggle to get it all submerged. Great. And set a timer, 10 minutes, While the pasta is cooking, it's the perfect time to make the ingredients for the sauce. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to this pan. I'm adding about 1/4 cup. It's a fair amount because I also want that olive oil to flavor the sauce that I'm making. Turn it on so I can get my bacon cooking. Having everything meased out and ready is really important for making carbonara because once the spaghetti is cooked and ready, the carbonara sauce making waits for no one. I need to get the pasta and all my ingredients from this pan into the sauce hot in order for it to actually create a velvety sauce and melt the cheese. This is definitely hot, so let's get this bacon cooking. The bacon is gonna take a couple of minutes to kind of render the fat out and get nice and brown and a little bit crispy. The bacon looks really nice and beautiful and crispy and brown all over. It's time to add the garlic. The garlic's gonna cook in a flash. I have my spinach here at the ready because this is gonna be my savior from overcooking and burning my garlic. The garlic is nice and golden brown. The spinach is gonna keep me from burning it. Turn it off. The residual heat from the pan is gonna cook the spinach. And this is also why I put 1/4 cup of olive oil, because you'll notice that the spinach really needs it. It's gonna soak it up and then flavor the pasta. That looks gorgeous, and the spaghetti is done. This next step is a step that I forget frequently, which is save the pasta water. I put this coffee mug out to remind myself so I wouldn't forget because it's crucial in making like really delicious sauce for pasta. So just scoop a cup, I'm gonna set it right here, and we're gonna strain the pasta. The reason I'm putting the pasta in the pan is because I want it to soak up and incorporate the flavor of the garlic and the bacon and all that olive oil to coat it. Also, it needs to be really hot when it goes in to make the sauce, to melt the cheese. So I turn my burner back on for about 30 seconds. And I'm gonna toss it in that delicious garlic, bacon infused olive oil. Okay, it's go time. This is the carbonara waits for no one moment. I've got my pasta cooking liquid. I'm just gonna add a splash. It's about 1/4 cup. And I'm gonna start stirring. Here is where the magic happens. The heat from the pasta and the bacon and the spinach is now melting the cheese and cooking the egg and converting that egg cheese mixture to this velvety, creamy, smooth, incredible sauce. See how the sauce is like really perfect and creamy? That is the right amount of pasta cooking liquid. If it wasn't, I would just add a splash more, but looks like I nailed it the first time. Perfect. The final kind of wrap up of pasta carbonara is to season it. Lemon for brightness. It's not traditional in carbonara, but once I figured out that adding a little bit of lemon juice and lemon zest and how bright and incredible it makes this rich dish, now it's like a forever ingredient. Seriously, amazing. Pasta sauce that's velvety and rich that comes together in minutes with only egg and some cheese, a little bit of black pepper. It's like magic. The other thing I love about learning how to cook carbonara is that the skills can be applied to any pasta dish that you're making. So how much water to have in a pot, how much salt to have in the water, how to cook the pasta until it's al dente, and then grabbing a little bit of the pasta cooking liquid, which is full of the starch and the salt from cooking the pasta in, and splashing it in your tomato sauce or carbonara in this case to bring it all together and be the binder for the sauce. Those are skills that I use every single time I cook pasta. So hopefully now this will make the pasta you cook at home every day all the more delicious.